Good evening. I'd like to call to order the February 9th, 2026 meeting of the School District of Menomonee Falls Board of Education. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Robleski, was the meeting properly posted?
It was.
Thank you. This is a regular meeting of the School District of Menomonee Falls Board of Education. It is being held in the Village Hall Boardroom at West 156 North 8480 Pilgrim Road in Menomonee Falls. This meeting will be broadcast by Falls Cable Access and can be viewed on the School District of Menomonee Falls YouTube page. To watch the recorded meeting, please visit our website at www.fallsschools.org/board and click on Watch School Board Meetings or Committee Meetings Live on YouTube. Ms. Robleski, can you please do roll call attendance? And Ms. Holzman is excused this evening.
Board President Grant.
Here.
Board Member Wren.
Here.
Board Member Wappert.
Here.
Board Member Langer.
Here.
Board Member Schmeling.
Here.
And Board Member Kramer.
Here.
Thank you. I need a motion to approve today's meeting agenda.
I'll make the motion.
Motion has been made by Board Member Langer. Can I have a second, please? Second. Second by Board Member Schmeling. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that's unanimous, and the agenda is approved. All right. Also, are there any additional public comment forms? This is your last opportunity to turn those in. Good? Okay, super. We have some special guests this evening for the finest, and it looks like Mr. Munoz will be kicking that off.
Yep, right before, I just want to, this is one of our standard finest presentations. We have 6 members of Ben Franklin Elementary School, their Standout Statesman Award, which is outstanding. So I'm going to invite up Principal Goffard, and he will walk through the award, and then we'll present all of them with their deserved plaques and a little gift from the school district.
Thank you very much. I prepared a statement. Normally, I don't like preparing statements, but I thought tonight was very important because tonight we get to recognize the most important people in our district, our students. So the Falls Finest Award tonight is for the Standout Statesman. This honor is awarded to the students who consistently demonstrated our core values of being safe, being kind, and being a learner. The winners of this award are recognized for being kind to their classmates, leading by example, and consistently working hard to learn and grow. And this was not easy. We have an outstanding second grade class at Ben Franklin this year. We have higher levels of achievement and growth this year than in years previous, and we have a great group of kids. But these students were nominated by their teachers and by staff across the building because consistently, since they've been at Ben Franklin, there are kids who have demonstrated something that I think all of us should know a lot about. It's called integrity. That's not just doing the right thing when people are watching, but doing the right things when no one's watching. These are students who consistently are doing things for their classmates without seeking praise or affirmation. And often these students are not recognized for just being who they are. So I want to just go ahead and start by thanking the families for being here. I do know that one of our nominees or winners has soccer and said they might be 10 minutes late, so I might stretch this. No, I told them they'll get the award after, but we're going to start first right away. In no particular order, Mrs. Eisenhower is here to help pass out. Oh. She is one of our second grade teachers. They're right here. Scott Blecker. I call him Scotty. Congratulations.
Scotty, why don't you stay up here, Scotty? You can bring your things back. It's okay. We're going to stand in a line and have all.
We're going to get a good picture at the end.
Yep,
you can hide behind me if you want.
Yep, you can stand right here. You're doing great.
Next, Mackenzie Nataba. Amelia Hanna. Jalea Anderson. Now, I'm going to stall for time a little. This contestant is going to get an award tonight, but I am better than her at Mario Kart. I just want to make sure everyone knows that. Rowan Hangles. And Evan Lohr, who is not here right now, but I will make sure he gets this in a couple minutes. I think they're going to be coming in. So here are 5 out of the 6. And each of them have prepared a 10-minute speech. I'm joking. I didn't have to do that. Thank you very much for this time. It's truly a pleasure to have you at our school.
I talked to them a little bit beforehand, several, not all, but just wonderful, wonderful young students. So great job, moms and dads. All right? Why don't you start? There we go. Yeah, it'll be okay. Or if somebody else, go ahead. Moms and dads, if you want to jump up there, go ahead. Go ahead. Moms and dads, go ahead. Sorry. Oh.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
If it's okay, sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
The student who's late, if he comes in, if we could do a little presentation with him, if that's okay?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Mr.
Okay.
Gofford is going to wait a few minutes.
Okay.
For one student.
Okay.
We can go ahead.
That's great. Okay, everybody is welcome to stay for the entire meeting. However, I will just break for like a minute here, so if the families did want to leave, this would be a good time to do so.
If you could, I mean, I assume that kid's going to come. I just wanted to be able to get a picture.
Okay. So now we'll move on to the reports section of our meeting. And do we have any reports from board members?
Just a quick one. I wanted to share a brief report on my attendance at the 2026 Wisconsin State Education Convention held January 21st to 23rd in Milwaukee. It's a really great convention where more than 3,000 public school leaders, advocates, and partners from across Wisconsin gathered to collaborate, explore innovative practices, and elevate student achievement statewide. The convention was co-sponsored by some of Wisconsin's professional education associations. There was WASB, which represents school boards, WASBO, which represents school business officials, and WASDA, which represents school superintendents across the state. So as you can tell, lots of collaboration and great leadership. The convention also included a large exhibit hall with a wide range of vendors, along with many breakout sessions focused on timely and relevant school-related topics, including a presentation by our own Caitlin Windler. So thank you for doing that. My favorite breakout session was actually from Ann Chapman. She's from WASBO. She just had a wonderful, school funding 101, I guess I could call it. She just, it's complicated. But being able to hear her explain it again was very helpful for me. I found the entire experience valuable and energizing, and I'd encourage fellow board members to consider marking your calendars for next year's convention as well. That's all.
Any other board members?
I just wanted to say I got to attend the all-school read celebration at Shady Lane. They read Zoe and Sassafras books, if anyone's familiar with those. And it was just really, I think it's the third year I've gone with my daughter, and every year it's packed with students, and also the staff, too. The staff also, right, I think that ran until 7:30, so those staff are in the school for probably close to 12 hours those days, and felt bad for them. But, they all had a smile on their face, and, activities and snacks, and, just kind of definitely cool to see, especially at that age. We think about high schoolers and middle schoolers in the school after hours doing activities and that, but to see all those elementary schoolers and their parents, and it was just, a lot of energy in the building and with the staff and all the parents. It's a really nice thing that the staff's willing to do that every year and put that on. So just a shout out to the staff and a well-run evening for all the students.
Anyone else? All right, and then we'll move on to Mr. Munoz's superintendent report.
Yep, I just have a few items. The police chief informed me that the high school resource officer, loved resource officer, Officer Gopinski, is moving to another position within the police department, effective already, and that a process to select a replacement officer will be in place by the first week in March of 2026. So there'll be a new school resource officer in place, and the chief has informed me and assured me there will be no service interruptions for the school district's resource officer team. So they're filling in just as if he were on vacation in the interim. But we're very happy for Officer Gopinski and thankful for his many years of service to the school district via his role as a school resource officer. They should have a resource officer, a new one, in place within a few weeks, and they'll be at the high school. So I had conversations, not only the police chief, but several members of the police department leadership, and I'm very thankful for a very good and close relationship with the police department. Another big point, the Menomonee Falls Community Center is open and operational with some finishing touches. For those that drive by, you still see a few things going on. So there's a few finishing touches planned over the coming weeks, including rebuild of the main entry and general cleaning. That main entry rebuild is taking a few days longer than what we thought, but it should be done sometime this week. That was something that's been a problem for many years, the water flowing in to the actual community center. So that's part of what that is fixing. There's links online if you go to the community center website, which highlights the grand opening. So if any board member would like to attend, you can let me know or Peggy know. The grand opening is March 11th from 4:30 to 6 o'clock on March 11th. Since I often find citizens who aren't aware of this fact, I'd like to reiterate that Community Ed and Rec is a division of the School District of Menomonee Falls, including but not limited to paying for cash for the construction of this new community center with completely different dollars from those used for staff and students. The staff and programming that the community members have come to rely on and appreciate largely flow through school districts Fund 80 and fees. So that's an important point, and that's how that entire facility has become operational. So if you're able to make it March 11, 4:30 to 6, it's really a great thing, and it also has helped Riverside expand as well. And that's been operational, obviously, since the start of the year. I have a few things in there about the Student Service Committee. I didn't attend that committee, but they really did a great job. The assistant principals, it was a great slideshow in terms of all the different work being overseen by the principals, of course, and Mr. Halverson with respect to discipline, attendance, and all the other details in that detailed slideshow presentation. I just put a few notes in there about that. Last little thing, there's a lot of information coming out about this. I'm almost done talking to all buildings about this point. So I've been going building to building. I think I have one more building to go. But the following information, and I won't go through it all, but it's a WASB government relations team. So they sent this to all school board members. So you might have received this. already, and I just cut it in from the WASB. But long and short of it, they're talking through state surplus and this change in the state budget and how we're funded midstream, meaning after the annual meeting. So it's a very unique and a novel situation, which is why I'm putting focus on it. We've adjusted here by downsizing the district office project and getting back to even. So we've made the necessary changes locally, but every district around the state is dealing with that in their own way. All right, but it is a substantial change. Like I said, novel, new, it's never happened before like this. So I think the more information, the better, with the understanding of that. We're hopeful for a change. There's a lot of stuff pending out there, but nothing definitive at this point. That's all that I have.
Thank you. And then student board member. It looks like Simran is going to be a one-woman show tonight, so.
Yeah, we have a long one today.
Right.
So to start off, the varsity dance team over the weekend went to state in lacrosse. They placed 3rd in pom, 5th in kick, and 6th in jazz, and they're preparing for national soon in Orlando. Gymnastics over the weekend attended the Middleton Invitational. Lauren Hillblank was the varsity medal, and she medaled in bars, floor, and the all-around competition. Girls bowling is going to state for a 3rd consecutive year. And state single qualifiers were Olivia Broadbeck and Hilton Oswald. For girls wrestling, Izzy Evich and Mulia Hamido both took first at the GMC Championship for their respective competition. And for cheer, over the last week, we went to UCA Nationals in Orlando, Florida, and we became game day finalists and took 17th out of 60 teams. And we're preparing for state because we have state prelims this week. For boys basketball, on February 3rd, they played Marquette, and they won a thrilling game in overtime, 74-68. And for baseball, they're doing their 4th annual book club. So what happens is the Booster Club funds the books for them, and this year they're reading Legacy by James Kerr. And all the returning 10th to 12th graders from all the various teams, they all read it leading up to the seasons by meeting one time a week during a Phoenix time. For the FBLA, over the weekend on Saturday, they took first overall at the regional competition in Pewaukee and had many state qualifiers. And then sophomore Shivan Gupta was elected as Region 7 Vice President. For forensics, on Saturday, they had the slinger meet where Kai McLean, a junior, took second. Maddie Rowe, a senior, was a finalist, and Edward and Billy, a junior, was a finalist as well. For the math club, last Tuesday, the varsity 1 team took first place at the Tosa Eat meet with individual placements from Miles Cedar, who got first, Gavin Locks, who got third, and Sahi Vadaraju, who got fifth.
Thank you. And it looks like we have our Ben Franklin student that we'd still like to honor.
All right. Come on in, everybody.
Hello again.
Stand right next to Mr.
We have one tremendous soccer player and student here. Our 6th and final award winner for our Statesman Finest Standout Statesman Award is Evan Lohr. And as I said before, but he wasn't able to hear, so I'll say it again. You are receiving this because you consistently demonstrate our core beliefs of being safe, being strong, being a learner, but you also are the type of kid who is doing all these things not for praise, not to be noticed, because it's just who you are, and we really appreciate that. And I just want to say it is a pleasure to have you at Ben Franklin. Thank you. I'm going to surround you.
If you want to come out, you can take a picture. If you want. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Oh, sorry. I didn't see that he had went down. Okay.
I have this to help me.
Oh.
All right, we're good. We can get pictures of it. Yeah, you go. Thank you. You go ahead. Sure. It looks cooler with the board in the background. You go back.
and now we'll move to our discussion items. We have 3 items, I believe. The first is to discuss the Neola Administrative Guideline 3000s.
Yep, these came through committee. There was one that was pulled out, 3147, that's going back to policy. But aside from AG 3147, which was new anyway, we're taking that back to the policy meeting I thought it was 47, it could be 49. 79, 30, okay, 3179. So we're going back to policy with one, but the others are as we talked about in committee. So questions? Leah's here.
All right. It looks like,
It's so great. Thank you.
All right.
thank you, Leah.
All right.
All right, although I'm guessing you may be staying for the next item, which is so moving on to the next item is Neola Administrative Guideline 5330.
I had one question on this one.
Okay.
Do you ever run into like, I guess, particularly like at the high school, do you ever run into like selective enforcement if like someone has a bottle of Tylenol or ibuprofen in their backpack or a purse?
Yes.
And like, I guess, is the language here essentially copied over to the student handbook, or how, I guess, how?
Yeah, I think
how does
we'll
that-
call it Mr. Halverson with 5330, the nurses, yeah.
Yeah, and just because
Administration
and like
medications.
obviously,
So Mr. Halverson's been working directly with the nurses on the back and forth, and this was taken back to policy because of some reworks.
Yeah. So we are going to be looking at having, as part of the enrollment process, where we specify which in particular that they can sign off on. And it's really going to be ibuprofen, that's right, ibuprofen, yeah, think about this, ibuprofen, Tylenol, and like Tums, antacid.
Okay.
Are going to be the 3 specific ones that we're going to allow for non-prescription drugs to be, parents can sign off at the beginning of the year during the enrollment process.
and then for the student to then go to the nurse, or they could have it on their person?
They need to go to the nurse's office
Okay.
still. Yeah, well, that was one of the things, and we've run into that. I mean, even as principals, one of the things that always happens is kids will bring in a bottle of ibuprofen or Tylenol
Sure.
and not realize that they shouldn't, because again, it is really something that can run into issues if you don't take it as prescribed, so, or as directed, I guess, in the case of non-prescription. But that is something that they do have to take in the nurse's office, and the nurses will then document it, just like they do for prescriptions.
Yeah, and then when you're, Mr. Halvis and I have both been principals for a lot of years. One of the concerns is there are some people, if you're carrying around a bottle of ibuprofen, to me, I react very well to it. There's some people that don't react to it well at all. That's the reasoning, not because there's any issue with ibuprofen. or-
Is that what you're asking?
I was just wondering if you ran into like, just because of the, I guess the penalties, I guess, or the disciplinary, if you went
Yeah.
into like selective enforcement of like, well, it's, it's fine, for this one time, and,
That's usually what we do. It's really at the discretion when you're coming into it. I mean, if there was an issue, I'm just thinking, for example, like Advil liquid caps, where they're going to be mixed with some sort of sinus medication
Yeah.
or something like that. NyQuil gel caps was one I've run into before.
But, no, it sounds like you guys have a plan to make
Yeah.
it easy on students
Yeah,
to do
for
the
sure.
right thing.
Yep,
Which is really what I was
absolutely.
getting at, is more
Yeah.
consistency in
Yeah.
enforcement and school handbook. And,
Yep.
how, if they want a Tylenol
Yeah.
or an ibuprofen for whatever ailment,
Right.
that they have an easy, or some kind of vetted way to go about that.
Yep.
So that's perfect.
Sure.
All right, any further questions? All right, moving on to item C, the 2026-2027 board meeting schedule.
And we were looking back, and this was the meeting where we looked at board meetings for the future year, and these are common dates copied over with the same understandings. And the only thing we have the annual meeting in there, obviously September 7th, and then we had to move one meeting just based on how spring break works, that March 15th, and then conflicts here, and then given spring break and timing. So that's the only meeting that won't, aside from the annual meeting, that won't be here, which is Community Ed in Rec Room 104, which has been rebuilt with new audio. So brand-new audio, part of the community ed and rec renovation. I even saw it in action, and it's outstanding. And that's new since we were there last time. So,
Can the microphones be turned off?
yes.
All right.
Yes, it's outstanding. And that was one of the pieces we knew that was going to be completely changed over. And it is now. I was actually walked through it with their sound guy, so we'll be using that exact same system, because it's so good, in the new committee room over at the new DO.
Is there a reason for 2 meetings in April?
Yes, it's similar to the April 26th is the reorganization meeting, and April 12th is the standard meeting. So the 1 meeting a month. So, and the March 15th meeting is set off, just like this year, set away from our normal timeline, because retirements and some of the hiring processes, it makes sense from a human resources perspective to shift away from the end of February to give us some time to start our staffing plan cycle. So that's the reason for the March 15th. April 12th is the standard meeting. April 26th will be the reorganization, which we do every year. There's always 2 meetings in April, the second one after the elections for reorganization. You're welcome.
Anything further from any board members? Okay. All right, well then that brings us to the point of the meeting where we have invitations for questions and statements, and we do have one identified speaker, Mr. Steve Taylor.
Good evening. I'm Steve Taylor, and I'm here to speak as a resident on a couple of topics that came up at the last meeting. The first issue discussed was a budget shortfall. I understand that multiple cuts in state funding have created new problems that are not the fault of this board or our administration. Even the district's typically cautious financial assumptions did not anticipate the scale or timing of the funding reductions coming out of Madison. That context matters, but so does transparency in how we respond. It's unfortunate that the project relocating district offices had to be reconsidered midstream. Residents should understand that this project was not originally designed to have a phase 1 and phase 2. Even with that revised approach, a shortfall required transferring roughly $1.5 million from healthcare reserves. And I want to credit Superintendent Munoz for helping identify a workable path forward for now. At the same time, I think residents deserve clarity about what options are being considered to complete the project and the trade-offs associated with each. We also heard public comment from teachers. Their concerns didn't fit neatly into 3-minute remarks, and coming forward here required thought and courage. We heard educators asking, very reasonably, for clarity about what they can expect if they stay here in the district. As I understand it, the current system uses salary bands, with raises calculated as a percentage of the band midpoint. Over time, that structure, combined with the need to attract and place new hires, has resulted in teachers with similar experience and sometimes differing levels of responsibility or skill being paid in ways that don't always make sense to the people doing the work. I'm not here to prescribe a solution tonight, but I do want to acknowledge that teachers are asking for fairness and predictability, and that those concerns deserve a clear public response. Finally, I want to emphasize why this matters. Clarity builds trust. Fairness improves retention, planning, and long-term stability. When the district communicates clearly about compensation systems, capital costs, and financial trade-offs, the entire community benefits. Thank you.
Thank you. And now we'll move to our action items. So I'm going to need a motion to approve the first read preliminary approval of the Neola 3000 administrative guidelines as presented.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Board Member Langer. Second by Board Member Wren. Any comments or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? And that passes unanimously. All right. Next item, I'll need a motion to approve the revised first read preliminary approval of the Neola 5330 administrative guideline as presented.
One motion.
Motion by Board Member Kramer,
Second.
seconded by Board Member Langer. Comments or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. 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 Opposed? That is also unanimous. And then that brings us to vouchers payable.
All right. I'd like to make a motion to approve vouchers payable through February 5th, 2026, in the amount of $2,735,804.82.
Can I get a second, please?
I'll second.
All right, seconded by Board Member Langer. Any comments or discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? And that also passes unanimously. We're going to move to our consent agenda. Everyone's had the opportunity to review the items. Any questions or comments? I'll need a motion to approve the consent agenda, please. Motion by Board Member Renz.
I'll second.
Second by Board Member Wappert. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that also passes unanimously. Future board agenda items, does anyone have anything they'd like to bring forth?
Riverside.
Yeah, it's Riverside and then Shady Lane. Yep.
Okay. And then that brings us to the end of our agenda. Can I get a motion to adjourn? Motion by Board Member Runn. Second by Board Member Kramer. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you. Oh,
And we will have a brief closed session. We'll have a closed session here as well.
thank you.